Hello, everybody. Welcome in to a little late DRS commentary. Um, Apologies for my lateness. There were road closures that I fully knew about, but kind of just thought they wouldn't be too bad. But I'm here. I'm sweaty, and I'm ready to call people cunts. So I hope you're all ready for that. Good afternoon to anyone, or good evening to anyone that's watching. How has your day been? That's the one light that I didn't need. There we go. I'm just going to dim the background so I look a little bit brighter. And there we go. Love the DRS stream while we're going. Yo, what's up, Michaela? Fucking long time no see. How's it going? What's going on in your world? Oh, okay. And we are now here for one-shot qualifying. 10 seconds until we see one lap from each driver to see who gets the sprint pole. This should be very exciting. And actually, they're coming around the last corner, and it looks like it's actually going to be Senna on pole. No, it's not. This is the start of the lap. Isn't that good? Okay, you know what? We're going to ride on board with... You know what? I think we're going to ride on board with Swanton today, as he is currently in P1. That Alpine looking very nice going through the first sector here. Going through those bends, the undulation on this is going, well, is absolutely insane. And we're going to ride on board here, right up to the curb there, pinching into that apex, very, very slippery here. And then the traction zone here, very important to come down this small DRS straight here. We might not see too many overtakes into here today, but what we are going to see is some beautiful car control from Senna there as he flicks it through. And you know what? Senna is on for a pretty good lap here, up to P2 momentarily, now to P3, swinging around the last corner, and it looks like it's going to be Swanton on pole. Swanton from Pickle, from Syme, Senna, Jax Daniels, Colin, King Kong, Bloomer, Al New, Rogue Nico, 50 Gent, Skippy, El Guerrero, D-Seed, and I didn't see the rest, which is great. I'm very good, thank you, Bazza. And yourself? How are you doing? I'm tired today. Very, very tired. And, yeah, it may show. And Swanton, our only driver, braking into the 109s. Pickle, almost 2 tenths away from Swanton, so that Swanton in the Alpine looks like he's got the pace here. He looks like he's got the pace. What's up, Tust? How's it going, man? What's up? What up, dog? Not much, not much. How's being a mother of 2 children? That sounds tiring. That'd be my guess. And our one driver with a DSQ Easy Life. Two people to notice: D-Seed and Smug Git. P18 and P19, I believe. That's not where they were. They would have been wanting to be in this qualifying, but it is a sprint weekend, so we've got a sprint race and then I think a main race. I don't think we have a what's it called? A whatchamacallit. I don't think we have. I don't think we've got another quali session, but I may be wrong. It's exhausting, baby girl. Just be screaming and potty training a baby boy too. Well, a baby boy. Wow, that does sound exhausting, Michaela. I'll be honest. Sounds very, very tough. So, how's Mikey? How is Mikey doing? Doesn't look like the DRS stream is up at the moment, but hopefully they'll bring it back on. Oh, that's really good to hear. All good, thanks. Yeah, me too. Definitely a long ass Monday. 100%. 100%. As we have the formation lap now for the sprint. Swanton on pole, and let's have a little look at tyres. Swanton opting for the mediums. Pickle, Syme, and Senna behind, all on softs. That would be Swanton's worst nightmare to see everyone on those tyres, and he's going to have to defend hard these first few laps. And we've got P5 through 8 all on mediums. Then P9 through 14 on softs. They seem to be bunched together apart from El Guerrero and Easy Life. Michaela says he's coming, lol. I hope not. A third one sounds like a lot. Apologies for that. I am the worst. There we go. Let's refresh, and I think we're now live, so let's not say anything out of pocket. But we line up for the formation lap, and we have got a dreadful camera angle. So we're going to watch from the POV of Senna in the kick Sauber. Let's see what he has got. Let's see if he gets a good start. As they all line up. Good luck and have fun, everybody. Here we go. We have 5 red lights. And off the guys go. Senna with a little bit of tail at the start, but it's Pickle through into the first corner. Those soft tyres paying dividends right away. And here we go. Swanton just behind Syme and Senna having a little battle. Senna squeezing his way through there. And let's see what else is happening in the background. I see Colin overtaken by Joker. Joker looking very racy on the back of Jax Daniels here. And D-Seed making his way past 50 Gent. Now let's jump back to the lead. Everyone seemed to get away pretty flawlessly there. Easy Life at the back of the grid at the moment, but he's looking pretty good, but he taps. He has a little bit of contact with El Guerrero there. Bit of desperation on the first lap by the looks of it. D-Seed already flying by Skippy. Skippy might be looking for a move. No, he thinks better of it. And Joker and Jax Daniels going side by side through there. Not the spot that you'd usually see it, but one that we do like to see it nonetheless. There we go. Okay, and now we've got a 3-wide moment coming down into the first corner. Jax Daniels looks like he's going to make it here. Jax and Joker fighting. Colin and King Kong in the background. Jax Daniels having a moment there. I didn't actually see what happened. And I'm wondering where Joker has gone. Joker off and spins. Oh, it's not a good sprint race for Joker. Hopefully, he can pull it out of the gravel. As we have a caution in Sector 1. Pickle has actually flown by, and apologies to Senna, but I have missed the overtake. But Senna up to P2. Swanton dropping back a little bit, but Pickle with a very nice gap there. 1.2 seconds, so he's broken DRS already to the cars behind. Syme looking racy behind Swanton here. Very, very racy. And King Kong making a move up the inside of Colin. Very, very tight through here. So he's going to have to do a good job to make it stick. And just as I say that, Colin gets collected. It's so tight around there. It's so tricky. And both racers need to have respect for each other. As we see Senna get overtaken by not only Swanton, but also Syme. The big wing difference, I think, what made that move happen there, as these three go tail to wing, nose to bumper, as a normal person would say, and we see these three providing a lovely battle through here. Let's sit on board with Senna. We'll see all of the cars ahead as Joker gets a 10-second time penalty for speeding into the pit lane. If you're pitting in the sprint, it's already pretty much over. But very unfortunate there for Joker. I think this is the closest battle on the track at the moment, as we might see a move from Syme here. Is Syme going to make a move on Swanton? No, he thinks better of it. Obviously saw the yellow flags last lap and thought maybe not this time. As we do have a nice little battle going on here for 6th place as well. But what we're going to look at is the battle for P2. Syme around the outside of Swanton on the banked corner as they come down to the line into turn 1. Banked as well, so very nice on those tyres, and Syme takes P2 there. He'll try and reel in Pickle, but Pickle will be rubbing his hands together as we've got a yellow flag in Sector 2. El Guerrero? No. Possibly Joker again. Yeah, Joker with a lost front wing, whether he got that repaired or not, I'm not sure. But look at that, Sloth now on the back of the top 4. Sloth put in some in-works, or putting in some good lap times there to catch up to these boys that are battling. As we have King Kong possibly making a little bit of a mistake there. Did he catch the curb? Did he catch the gravel? I do not know, but one thing I do know is that Senna is looking racy on the back of Swanton here. Very racy indeed, as Smug Git drops back down through the order. I think he's had a little moment as well. Smug might have actually lost a wing. No, I think he just had a little bit of gravel on his tyres there. So, gravel for Smug. As the top 5, all within a decent amount of space to each other. As we have a yellow in Sector 1. Joker not enjoying his time here. As he pulls back onto the racing line, and Pickle will, well, the car will be ghosted. So he'll have to make way for Pickle, but luckily nothing will come of it. As we have 50 Gen and Easy Life who've come together. Not sure what's happened there, but the two of them coming together, and that will be race ending for Easy Life. Very, very unfortunate there. And Pickle's round! Pickle's rounded in the wall! Oh dear, Pickle! He's lost his wing. And what I thought was a pretty much definite podium, at least, is ending in the wall. Oh dear, Mr. Pickle. Syme inherits the lead now from Swanton. Swanton probably in the best position now. If we look at those tyres, there we go. The medium tyres on Swanton. Sloth in a very, very nice position. We could see him possibly on for a penalty, a podium here, as we have a very nice looking battle between Late Bloomer and Jax Daniels into turn 1. Swinging around the outside in the Alpine. It's soft versus soft, and soft versus medium, and Late Bloomer just about prevails against Al New, but Late Bloomer gets a tap from Jax Daniels there, and King Kong has lost a bit of wing here. It is chaos, absolute chaos in the Netherlands. These guys racing very hard here, and DC'd tapping the back of King Kong and losing part of his end plate, and then spins just once more. I think he might have been collected by Skippy there. He does reset to track, which isn't allowed. And Pickle, keep your head down, mate, because you might gain a few more penalties still. As it's chaos. It is pure chaos, as DC now having what looks to be some network issues. Yeah, some real issues there. And apologies, because we've missed the battle at the front. But Senna on the back of Swanton. Those softs don't seem to be given out just yet. But one thing that might be given out is Late Bloomer's defense of Jax Daniels. Late Bloomer just about giving room to Jax there, and Jax squeezing by. Very nice move. Skippy and King Kong having a battle there, and we have Colin out now. Colin, who I believe has pit and quit. Not what we want to see, but unfortunately it's what's happened. I think we might see the same from DC here. Unfortunately, these boys have had a bit of a coming together, and this race might be a bit tricky for them. But someone whose race isn't looking too tricky at the moment is our leader at the moment, Syme. He's looking very, very nice on those soft tyres, but Swanton still within a second of him on those mediums. As this race goes on a bit more, this might be Swanton's race to lose. As Syme pulling to the right of the pit straight, he doesn't want to give any slipstream to Swanton. Let's see what he's got into the first corner. Nothing doing there. Nothing doing there. As Late Bloomer and Jax Daniels again having a fight into the first corner. This time, Late Bloomer up the inside. And Blobby, thank you very much for the sub, mate. Really appreciate it. And I hope you're having a good one, fella. Hope you're having a good one. Our closest battle on track might actually be between Swanton and Senna. Swanton really pushing those softs. More than I'd expect. Cheers for covering me again, mate. No problem at all. It's, I do enjoy it, and I wouldn't if I didn't. So, yeah, hope you're having a good one, dude. And Senna and Swanton now. Very, very close. These three, we might see a three-wide moment going on to the straight. And you know what they say, when there's three wide, there's always going to be a little bit of a problem. It's going to be someone running out of space. But we're going to ride on board with Swanton here. 5 tenths away from Syme. What has he got? He's got a lot of overtake, I'll tell you that. And none of it being burned. He's got close, but he hasn't overtaken just yet. Playing the time game, it seems, as Jax and Late Bloomer, again, still close. These two on different sets of tyres, still seeming to be relatively close. At this stage in the race, you'd really expect Jax to be making those moves, but Late Bloomer defending with his life. Very nicely done, I've got to say. And now we've got Senna still looking at the back of Swanton's car. He'll be able to draw that from memory by the end of this one. Let's see what the Kick Salver boy can do here, as he looks very, very close to Swanton. What's Senna got here? No move after the second DRS straight, but we are going to the pit straight, and this is where the moves are made. Let's see what the top three have got here. Let's ride on board with Senna, as he doesn't seem to get a good exit from there. It's the second time that's happened, and here we go. Swanton up the inside and takes the race lead from Syme on the medium tyres, as Rogue Nico gets a penalty, but Swanton won't be thinking about that. He'll be thinking about, is Syme gonna send one through this section here? No doing there, as Senna actually up the inside of Syme. Not getting the traction out of that corner though. Those softs starting to wear, and Senna once past Syme. He goes, I would have had Swanton with DRS, so without, he's going to be a sitting duck. Syme looking a little bit wobbly on the rear there. I do think we are going to see a move very, very shortly. Senna basically pushing Syme through the corners now. And Senna, oh, I thought he stuck a nose in there, but he's lost it. He's lost it on the exit. Senna doesn't seem to have the exits here. Late Bloomer getting past Jax Daniels again in a very obscure place, but this race is heating up now, especially at the front. It'll be interesting to see what Syme has got in him, if he's got the minerals to get back past Swanton on older, softer compound tyres. 4 tenths is the difference, and we will have to see. Syme not looking for a move into the first corner. Senna a little bit too far back after his dodgy exit, as we have a yellow in sector 1. Is it Joker? No, it's not. Joker's in sector 3. I apologise, Joker. It looks like it was DC'd, who has just spun by the looks of it. I did see the lapped car previously, but now we've still got Syme on the back of Swanton, but Senna dropping off a little bit. I reckon his tyres are just about gone now. One person who's also dropped off, I'd just like to say, is Sloth. Sloth dropping back 5 seconds. Bazza in chat saying great battle at the front. Absolutely. We're seeing some great battles with in the top 7. Jax Daniels and Late Bloomer, I'm sure, are having a top tier battle. Top tier battle, and we're missing most of it because we do want to focus on the very front, as I think that's El Guerrero who's had a little bit of a spin there. This track very, very easy to put a tyre in the gravel or hit a curb wrong, but no moves look like they're going to happen. Down into turn 1, no, Syme up the inside and gets it stopped just about, and he's running side by side with Swanton here, but I don't think we're going to see a move. No, Syme thinks better. It is the last lap though, so Syme's going to have to get the move done very, very quickly. Late Bloomer and Jax Daniels side by side through the first corner there, and Late Bloomer just about behind, sticking to him on those soft tyres, right on his gearbox. Let's see what he's got in him for the rest of the lap. But what I want to watch actually is these three at the front. We're going to watch from the POV of Senna. Let's see how these boys race. Senna again losing the rear end, and is he round? No, he's not. But he is out of that battle. Syme will be licking his lips here. He'll be thinking, can I get him into the first corner? Does he have enough ERS? He doesn't get a good exit there, and Swanton does in that Alpine. Let's see what these boys have got down the pit straight. And I believe Swanton is going to bring it home for the sprint win. Syme second, Senna third, and Sloth bringing it home in fourth. But let's see, down the pit straight, we've got Late Bloomer along the... fucking hell, sorry. Up to the line. Jax Daniels just about staying ahead of Late Bloomer there. Great race between those guys, and now picking up P10, we have 50 Gent, and then Smug following just behind. El Guerrero, oh, having a moment there on my screen, and looking like he was going to bin it, but no. El Guerrero across the line. It's been an eventful race for quite a few people there. And there we go. P13 for El Guerrero, but P1 for Swanton. He'll be happy about that one. Smug getting driver of the day. I believe he went, what was it, P18? P18 to P11. So a good recovery drive there by Smug. I'm not sure if we've got quali now or a race, but it'll be interesting to see. Apologies, P17 for Smug. And but Swanton just securing that securing that pole position. Even though he lost it on the first lap, those medium tyres came to their own, and he just had the traction on Syme and Senna. Pickle, one that we will just say didn't have the best race. Unfortunately for him, that spin did end pretty much everything. All chances that he had of a podium there. And it does look like we are going to have another quali session. So, is it one shot for this one? It's one shot, says El Guerrero. So, I'll believe you. I will believe you. Be very interesting though. Will Swanton be able to do the same as he did in one-shot quali the first time? It's looking a little bit overcast here. A little bit overcast at the moment, so be very interesting to see. I'm going to eat my food while we wait, as I am starving. Ugh. You know what? We're going to have a new section in these DRS streams when I'm commentating. What did everyone have for dinner? What was your dinner today? I love a bit of food chat, so bring it on. Who's had the most spectacular meal? And here we go as we start one-shot quali. Let's ride along on board, sorry, with our pole sitter last time, and he looks like he's going to continue. DRS Swanton. Oh, I've gone one past him. There we go. Let's ride on board with Swanton here. Looks like he's being beaten out by Senna at the moment. You know what? We're going to turn the scoreboard off, and we're going to sit with Swanton here. Misses that apex a little bit. This track does look a little bit cold as Al Newt disqualifies. Swanton just getting into that apex there. That's what you need to do. And how's his traction out of here going to look? It looks good off board. I reckon it felt good on board. Let's see what Swanton has got down into this little corkscrew here. And into the penultimate corner. Into this very nice banked last corner. Let's see who goes on pole across the line. It looks like it's going to be Syme across the line. Swanton so close behind. Then Senna, DC'd, Pickle, Colin, Jax Daniels, Late Bloomer, Rogue Nico, King Kong, Easy Life, El Guerrero, Smug Git, 50 Gen, Skippy, Joker, and the Sloth, who has definitely had an interesting quali by the looks of it, as he finishes with a one minute something, and he gets disqualified from the session. So Syme on pole this time. It's P2 in the P3 in the sprint, and it looks like this time he has claimed that pole position. 109.909 for the pole time, quicker than Swanton in the sprint, and Swanton just 15 thousandths of a second behind Syme there. DRS boys standing strong in the top three with DC'd in P4. Pretty much, well, the top 6 all within 2/10 of each other, so this should make for an amazing race here. As I've just got a team radio that apparently Mr. Pickle had a little bit of a moment there. He's not very happy with the game. We will try and find out why that is. Okay. Ugh. We are waiting. Haven't had any messages about what people had for dinner. I'm a little bit disappointed, to say the least. Would love to know. Wonder what the tyre strategy will be from people here if I was starting, which I was planning on doing, but unfortunately I had a little bit of a problem. My clamp for my wheel has broken, so getting a new one of those tomorrow, luckily. But I'm happy that I get to commentate this because 6 drivers all within 2/10 is it shapes up for a good race, to say the least, especially with how much fun that last one was. Okay, I did ask Mr. Pickle what happened during his qualifying, and he has aired me. So, Pickle, I'm not live on DRS, that's fine. Getting hungry, seeing you eating, bro. I apologize. I grabbed that snack because I'm starving as well. I haven't actually had dinner yet. I was just trying to make myself even more hungry by the seams of it. But Yeah. What are you having for dinner, El Guerrero? What's the plan? For me, it's very depressing. It'll be a protein shake and a rice cake. No, um, a protein shake and maybe some porridge. That's the meta. That's what I'm going for. Very boring, but it'll do the job. It'll do. As we do have a countdown now, it looks like we might be about to start in just a moment. Obviously, we've got formation lap, but should hopefully be a good race. Pardon me. And here we go for the formation lap. Let's see what tyres people are on. Simon Swanton on the mediums. Senna thinking he liked what he had last race with those softs. D-Seed and Pickle also on softs. So those three wanting to get that track position, I'd imagine, and hopefully run off down the road. Colin and Jax Daniels on mediums. Bloomer on softs, Rogue Nico and King Kong on mediums. Easy Life and El Guerrero on hards, they're thinking long game. Smug, 50, Skippy, Joker and Sloth all on mediums, and Al New on softs. One thing to notice, Sloth not having a good qualifying session there. I believe he got disqualified. And we've got quite a few fast drivers at the back of the grid, quite a few pro drivers at the back of the grid. People like Sloth, Al Newt, Joker, Smug, all towards the back. Al Newt on soft, so he's going to look to make some moves here. Joker obviously struggling on this track, and hopefully he can have a better race than he did sprint. Got some possible strategies, soft to medium or soft to hard. I'd imagine that's what we'll see for most. Jumping onto those hards at the pit stops, but we will have to see how those mediums last, as we have another bad camera angle. So this time, we are going to ride on board with Senna. Well, again, with Senna. There's definitely a bit of a bias there, but it's me doing the commentary, so tough luck. And we are just going to turn all of this off, and we're just going to have the places up on the right hand side, on the left hand side even. Don't know the lefts and rights, which is perfect. But everyone now getting lined up, and we should be good to go. Bazza saying good luck everyone in the chat. Good luck everybody, have fun. And got a bit of a stall on the grid, but it looks like we're about to get the lights go out. And with that, we're off. Senna not getting the best reaction there. Pickle jumping him immediately. So did D-Seed, and Pickle into third place. Pickle and DC going side by side as Senna is round. Senna round with wing damage there. Not sure what happened there, but Syme leading them away nicely. Swanson almost tapping the back of Syme there, as Mr. Pickle looking very racy behind these boys. Not sure what happened to Senna there. If anyone knows, let me know. But unfortunately, that's Senna right down the pack in P15 with a broken wing. And we're just going to turn the gap on just so I can see what's going on. And El Guerrero has had a spin straight off the bat. El Guerrero struggling on this track as well. It's not his first spin, I don't believe. And now we have a V-carb sandwich. Or the rest of the grid in a V-carb sandwich. As Syme in P1 and El Guerrero is in P18. Syme leading off the line there and not losing any positions. Very well done there to him. Let's see who our biggest gainer from that first lap was. It was Joker, but he's losing some positions now. Joker losing a position to Senna. Senna, even with a possible wing damage, yes, Senna missing an end plate, but still doing a very good job at keeping some cars behind there. He is down 10 places, he's our biggest loser, but he has done a good job to keep it out there. That looks like a bit of end plate and also a bit of his front wing. So that would be very, very difficult. I'm surprised he hasn't pit straight away, as damage like that is very, very off-putting, I'm sure, especially around a high downforce track like this. But Swanton, Syme leading Swanton, leading Pickle, Swanton and Pickle getting very racy here as Pickle goes around the outside there. He's just got the grip on those soft tyres. And Pickle thinking, I didn't win the sprint race, but what I can do is win the main race. Pickle, who won last week and was in a very nice position before his moment in Monaco, is looking at the back of that V-carb and thinking, you know what, I want this race lead here. And is he going to send it down to the first corner? No, he's not. He slots back in, and Syme will be sweating at this point. That Williams on your rear end is after you. Let's see if Pickle has anything through here. It's looked very racy already as Senna jumps into the pits. It's probably the better idea. He was getting eaten up alive by drivers that didn't have his pace in qualifying. So Senna coming out of the pits now. He does switch to the wing and he's switched onto medium tyres. So that's his mandatory pit stop over and done with. But just not the greatest start for Senna there. But one person who did have a good start is Mr. Pickle. He's right behind Syme here, and he'll be shaping up for a move onto the DRS straight, onto the pit straight even. You can tell that I am not with it today. And here we go. Pickle under the diffuser of that V-car, but not for long. Pickle flying by Syme. Swanton is going to try and make that move as well. No, he thinks better of it. He thinks better, and that doesn't give Pickle the opportunity to run away with it. Syme obviously needs to keep on Pickle's rear end. Very close to Pickle's rear end, may I say. But Syme going a little bit deep there. And that's given Pickle a little bit of breathing room, especially through this sector. This isn't where you want to give someone with a tyre advantage some breathing room. But can Pickle break off that DRS? I don't think he's going to be able to. He doesn't seem to have that crazy of a pace advantage on Syme and Swanton. DC'd also in the battle now. Sorry that I've missed that one. Colin, Late Bloomer and Jax in a bit of a battle, but Jax and Nico now having a little look. Nico looking very strong this season. Very good going from Nico, I've got to say. Let's see what he's got. Doesn't look like we're going to get any moves down the back straight as they snake along there. But Late Bloomer might be looking at Colin. He is on those softer tyres, and he will have that extra grip, so it'll be interesting to see if he can make any inroads through this sector here. Colin does go deep, so Late Bloomer will like his chances through here. Is he going to lift, or is he going to go for a bit of a send? I don't think so. Not today. Smug also quite close to the back of Joker. Joker making a very nice start there. Very nice indeed. Joker up 7 positions. Smug up 3. But Joker still our biggest gainer. Al Newt on those soft tyres hasn't made the same progress as Joker. Gone up 5 positions, which is still very good from the Ferrari Pro driver. And Sloth doing the same, but on mediums. He'll be in a good position later on in the race. Let's see. Are there any moves to be done through here? Late Bloomer could be thinking about this one on Colin. Let's see it from the back of Colin's car as they go side by side into the first corner. Colin giving him a squeeze. Late Bloomer around the outside. He's got the traction on those soft tyres and doesn't make it work there. He cedes the position and decides, nope, I'm going to battle for another day, as Late Bloomer actually struggling with traction there a little bit. Jax Daniels looking very racy here. very racy on the back of Bloomer. And it's gone from battling one Red Bull to almost battling the other here. Bazza saying Senna didn't have contact with anyone, brakes decided not to work, which isn't what you want to hear. Sorry to hear that, but he is closing down on the back of El Guerrero now, so hopefully he can keep making those inroads. Everything status quo at the front. Pickle leading Syme, Swanton and DC'd. Then a big jump to Colin, who we saw last lap fending off Late Bloomer. Late Bloomer already almost a second away from Jax Daniels, who pulls into the pit lane. Jax thinking, I've had enough on these mediums. Does he have wing damage? Yes, he does. Jax changing his wing now. Switches onto those hard tyres. He might try and make those work till the end. Be a good job to do it, and obviously if there's no safety car. Let's see where he comes out in relation to Senna. Both these drivers obviously having a wing change. It will be very interesting to see, and I think they might be quite close into the second and third corners here. Senna about a second behind, but he'll have warmer tyres. And he'll start pushing now. That feeling of driving on your own isn't great, but now he sees someone ahead of him. He's chomping at the bit to get to him, I'm sure. And someone else that's chomping at the bit is Syme. 3/10 away from Pickle here. Are Pickle's tyres starting to slowly wear off? Let's see what he's got. Is Syme going to send one into the first corner? No, he's not. He thinks better of it. And Nico, King Kong, sorry, nope. Smug round there, and he's got wing damage. He pulls into the pits, and Sloth also with wing damage there. So I'm not sure what's happened. Sloth with a collision with Alnew, and there we go, there's a safety car. As they pull very slowly into the pit lane. But we do have a safety car, and that is race neutralised. Mr. Pickle might be thanking whoever caused that, because he was looking a little bit shifty on those soft tyres. Let's pull up our tyre graphics now. As Easy Life on those hard tyres, the only driver, oh sorry, Easy Life and El Guerrero, the only two drivers to stick those hard tyres on. Let's see if they've got much left in them compared to Senna and Smug behind. But are we going to see pit stops through here? It's very slow. Very, very slow through here. And, oh no. I've just seen on Smug's stream, he has what looks like red rear wing damage. Let's, yep. So, just there we see Smug with orangey red rear wing damage, very close to being a red a DNF there, and I reckon Smug may pit and quit here, as he seems to be really struggling with that wing. Let's see what else is going on. Let's pop in on Senna. Let's see what Senna's got going on. Senna down in P15. Is he going to show us what damage he has? No, he's not by the looks of it. But Senna just running at the back of the grid after his little excursion. Let's see what Pickle's got going on. Senna actually pulling into the pits there. Pickle, our race leader. Now, we'll ride on board with him, see what's going on. Pickle picked up a 10-second penalty into the pits there by the looks of it. Very sorry that I've missed that. But Pickle with a 10. Smug pitting and quitting, understandably so, with that wing damage. Those cars, well, that car looked on ice at the rear there. And Smug, not usually one to DNF, but today, unfortunately, is the day. And let's see what Pickle got that 10-second for, speeding into the pit lane. Is he going to pit now and try and get rid of that try and get rid of that 10. Might gain him more over time. Let's see what the Williams driver does here. Not what you want to see. Very race jeopardizing, we'll say. No, Pickle not pitting, so Pickle stays out. And these drivers on the hard tyres now. DC'd saying that the game made him lose 3 positions under safety car. And late bloomer, I've got to say, late bloomer in a very nice position here. The Pro-Am driver for Alpine doing very well. Another driver doing very well but didn't pit is Skippy. Skippy, I think, who has already pit. Am I right in saying that? No, Skippy has not pit. Apologies for that. Skippy in P4 might be a little bit of a buffer for Swanton, Simon, Pickle. But pretty much all of our drivers lining up on the hard tyres, bar a couple outside of the top 10. As we have the safety car in this lap. Okay, we will sit on board as Pickle leads them away. Weaving desperately trying to get a bit of heat in those tyres. He will be struggling at this point. And the real question is, when is Pickle going to go? Syme just behind. But Pickle obviously without 10. Pickle goes very early and has definitely caught Syme off guard there. Very nice restart by Mr. Pickle. And there we go. Skippy looking like he might get overtaken pretty quickly by Colin here. Not into the first corner. And actually, Colin doesn't get the best exit there. And no moves. We're all static into the first lap after the safety car. As actually we do have a little bit of a battle here. Sloth and Jax Daniels looking very racy through a part of the track you don't usually see it. I think that was Jax getting overtaken by Sloth. Jax looking very racy, actually. Very, very racy. And around the outside of 50 gent, and he makes it work. Late bloomer, who I said was doing really well there, has had a moment, and Jax will be looking at Bloomer, and he does tap him. Jax taking out Late Bloomer there, got his tyre on the outside on the grass, and Late Bloomer going from bad to worse there. Very unfortunate. But we're going to jump back up to the front. Syme and Swanton still on the back of Mr. Pickle. Skippy putting a bit of distance between Colin and Swanton, which those front three will all be very thankful for, as Skippy now falling through the pack, really struggling here. And another person, just to say that they're having a great race, is Joker. Joker up to P7 from, was it P17? No, sorry, P16. But very, very nice, very good job from Joker, as he looks up the inside of Skippy there. Almost makes a little bit of contact there, but nothing doing through that corner there. But I think Joker will fly by Skippy here, unless Skippy fights it. Skippy is going to fight it, and nothing doing there. That McLaren doing a very nice job of defending, and is going to put a couple of breaks in the pack. As Jax Daniels jumps up another position there on Easy Life. Jack's now on the back of his teammate, his pro teammate, who doesn't seem to be doing as hot as Jack's, to say the least. And apologies as Simon Pickle going side by side through the first corner. And Pickle just about managing to keep him behind. All drivers on the same tyres, but Pickle with that 10-second penalty, bear in mind. The only driver with a penalty at this stage in the race. Which isn't what you want if you're Mr. Pickle or a Mr. Pickle fan like me. Big Pickle fan. That was going to be taken out of context. But anyway, as we keep on going, Syme actually not having the best run through there, and Swanton is right on the back of the V-Carb driver. Let's see if there's anything doing there as Jax Daniels gets past his teammate. The Ferraris running in unison, but in P10 and P11. Not where they'd want to be sitting. Jax has Nico ahead as we see Skippy and King Kong now battling. Joker snuck by and is now up 10 positions from P16. Skippy still battling along there. And is that someone in the pits? Yes, D-Seed, who's lost a wing. D-Seed's season just seems to be so choppy here. He's really struggling. Seems to be great in qualifying, but when it comes to race pace, just doesn't seem to have the consistency that he needs. As apologies, Syme has got past Pickle now. Syme is past Pickle. Pickle needs to keep within touching distance if he wants to kind of drag himself out and get a podium. But Pickle drifting there, and Swanton squeezes up the inside. Pickle obviously not finding it easy against Swanton there. Gonna run with the off-board camera now as Swanton gets the DRS and swings by Pickle. Very opportunistic there, and Pickle just struggling. But that fighting has caused Swanton to drop back a second from Syme. So Pickle will have another opportunity into the first corner, and he is within 3/10 of Swanton. I think we're going to see an overtake here, if I know Pickle. And there we go. Pickle making it past Swanton. Very nicely done there. Gets the traction out of the corner, and that is the move over and done with. Al Newton, Rogue Nico having what looked to be a moment there. We saw Al Newton's car ghosted, so that's interesting to see. Skippy still on those 9-lap-old tyres. Has only dropped to P10. He's done a good job so far. Jax Daniels, also another driver that's done a good job. Touching the grass quite a lot more than you'd want, but it's not the first time I've seen that happen. But he's making it work, you've got to say. Up to P7 now. Let's see what else we have in store for us this race. Swanton on the back of Pickle. Pickle who got past Swanton last lap as we saw, but they are dropping way back from Syme. Pickle needs to pick up consistent points if he wants to be in with a fight in the championship, but Swanton is going to say no to that. Swanton up the inside as these two swap DRS to catch with Syme here, as we do have Easy Life who has binned it on the start finish straight, and we have a virtual safety car here. Skippy, who's just gone past the pits, will be very annoyed by that one. Looks like we have a bit of confusion as to what's going on. 50 with a missing end plate. Senna getting let past Sloth. Senna, someone that we didn't really see at the restart. He had a bit of a low-key one, to be quite honest. And D-Seed gets promoted to 16th after his couple of moments, and his teammate is out. But we're not getting the pack being grouped back together, and that's Al Newt with a drive-through for speeding under VSC as it's over. Very, very unlucky there. And Joker now on the back of Pickle, seriously on the back of Pickle here. Looks like these guys are going to get racy down the DRS straight as my controller disconnects. That's not what we want to see. But Colin actually looking like the race he won down towards the first corner and nothing doing there. But Al Newt now, even with that drive through, making very, very nice moves. Al Newt flies past Rogue Nico there. But back up at the front, Syme still with that time to Swanton. Swanton possibly closing it back in. That's what he needs to do through here. Taking some very nice lines. And hopefully he can close in on Syme and give us the the battle for the race lead that we want. I cannot talk, full stop. Just not capable of talking. But anyway, got a nice battle for P3 here as well. Joker and Colin on the back of Pickle. All three of these drivers on hard tyres, and we might be looking at an overtake from Joker. We know that he can be aggressive when he needs to be, and he's going to make a definitive move. He squeezes Pickle there. Pickle actually getting the better traction on the outside, and he won't let this go after that squeeze, if I know anything about Pickle. No, he doesn't. And Pickle still defending against Joker. Pickle with the run, and Pickle, ooh, squeezing back. These guys having a great little battle here. And Pickle just about staying ahead. Colin sniffing around behind Joker. And some very hard racing going on between these guys. DC'd picking up the fastest lap on soft tyres. Skippy also now pitting. Comes out ahead of DC'd, so that might be a battle to watch later on. Pro and Pro-Am, but overall, it all matters. Joker again looking very racy on the back of Pickle. These guys just dropping off Swanton and Syme here, and Pickle won't give this position up easy, especially with how they fought last race. I know how Pickle races, and he would have seen that as a challenge. He would have seen that as a real challenge, and Pickle pulls into the pits. Pickle is deciding that he's not going to speed into the pit lane. That's good stuff, Pickle. I saw how slowly you went there. He's going to serve that time penalty and swap onto a set of mediums. Thinks that there's more in the race for him with him pitting, which could be very true, but it does release Joker to chase after Swanton, but Colin is right there with him. Colin looking very racy in that Red Bull. Very, very nice. Ooh, catching that curb. Luckily there, that can just throw you off. Whoa. Colin really struggling with those rears at the moment. Looks very overcast, so they're probably quite cold, to be quite honest. Very interesting to see what they can do. King Kong and Jax also very close here, as we see a resumption in a battle with Jax. No surprise, Jax up another position actually on King Kong, as that's one that I've missed. But let's see if Colin has a straight line speed to go past Joker here into the first corner. Nothing doing there, but King Kong making it back past Jax Daniels there. Both these drivers on medium tyres, and they might be closing up to Colin and Joker shortly. Let's see how this battle at the front is doing. Colin really close, really close there, and Pickle and Skippy now having a bit of a battle. I know these two will be in VC together, so there'll be some jokes about I'm gonna send it on UT1, and yeah, I'm sure they are having a great time. Pickle obviously not happy with how his race has gone, but only has himself to blame with that 10-second there. Syme out all alone, all lonely at the front of the grid. 2 seconds to Swanton. That gap's staying pretty consistent over these past laps. Joker and Colin. A little bit of a bigger gap between them now. So I don't know if Colin has had another moment with his rear tyres or if Joker is just making them work very nicely. But we see Jax past King Kong. These two look like they're DRS training to try and catch up to the boys ahead. And that is what they need to do in this situation. If they want to catch, they need to work together. They can't be fighting for very long. And Colin just really seems to close up to Joker through there. But through Sector 2 and 3, he just doesn't seem to have the same pace. Nowhere near the same pace, to be quite honest. Jax Daniels, our current Pro-Am leader, Pro-Am class leader. That's what we'll say, with King Kong behind him. So this is the battle for first in the Pro-Am. Rogue Nico, currently third, keeping Senna and Sloth, both pros, behind him. And then quite a ways down the road is 50 Gen. But the battle that we want to see here is Colin, who overtakes Joker. Colin now in a podium position. Let's see what the Red Bull driver can do for the rest of this race. So we have a too wide moment there into the first corner. Nico and Sloth now having their battle as Senna flies past the both of them. It's been a great recovery race from Senna so far. It's exactly what he needs. And it almost looks like it might. Are we getting spits? Possibly. Are we going to see a little bit of rain at the end of this race? No, I'm imagining. But the track looking very, we'll say damp, to be quite honest. Because it really doesn't look, it's looking very overcast for these drivers. I wonder if we will get a bit of wet racing towards the end. Joker still staying on the back of Colin here. These two have fought quite hard, but they might work together. It looks like they are working together here, yes. That could make, yeah, it would make it very interesting. But we're going to see Colin and Joker working together to track down Swanton. Swanton, who's now within 2 seconds of Syme. Not sure if Syme's had a little moment there or what, but Swanton will be trying to bear down on the V-Carb driver, who has looked dominant at the front, to be quite honest. Absolutely dominant. And actually, we've got 50 and Al Newt back here, very, very close to each other. 50 still with that broken end plate. I feel like I've seen that since the safety car, but he's not letting that go. Al Newt, El Guerrero, and Late Bloomer all in a battle here as well. But we're going to jump up to Sloth and Nico. This is our battle. Oh, no, it's not a battle for the Pro-Am, but it is very tight between them. But they are, this is for the overall championship as Colin flies past Joker. Again, just DRS training, seeing if they can catch up with Swanton. It doesn't look like they're making any inroads at the moment. Probably all that fighting has worn their tyres quite a lot as Nico flies back past Sloth there. Nice going by Nico, our third place Pro-Am, but he is doing very, very well. And still very, very close between Bloomer, Al Newt and El Guerrero. And 50. Need to give 50 his credit. One person that's going to be very fast on those tyres is Mr. Pickle. He obviously pit for that 10-second time penalty, but has got a new pair of mediums underneath him. And D-Seed, who hasn't had the best race, to be honest. He's struggled so far. Now closing in on Skippy to relegate Skippy to the back of the grid, as he also gets on the grass through there. I just don't think that's the play, to be quite honest. That might be a reason for that. The rain will spice us up, says, I believe, Smug on the DRS account. Yes, the rain, which I'm hoping will come soon, will definitely spice things up. But spice is probably not what Syme wants at this point in time. But Swanton actually closing down on Syme a little bit. 1.5 the gap between these two now. And Colin and Joker very, very close as well. Colin and Joker pretty much nose to tail through there as we have DC'd. DC'd has had a moment, and I did see a drop of rain there. Here we go. Rain is coming. Let's see if we are going to get anyone jumping into the pits. DC'd, is he going to stick on a pair of Inters? Seems a little bit early, but he does. DC'd, risking it and thinking, I don't want to make another mistake. The rain's only just started coming down, but he is going to stick on the Inters. As it doesn't look like it's spitting that much, to be honest. No, very, very light at the moment as Colin flies past Joker. Swanton just seems to be putting in some real laps at the moment. And there we go. DC'd on those Inters has spun again. DC'd not having the greatest of races, to say the least. He's, yeah, not had a good one. And Syme now. Swanton within 1.5, so whether Syme's been a little bit careful or if those tyres are going off as DC'd retires and brings out a safety car. Now this is going to be very, very interesting. What are the boys going to decide to do here? I think we have to sit on board with Syme. El Guerrero not seeing what happened to DC there and jumping onto the Inters. Let's see. I'd imagine that Syme will pit, but what tyres will he pit onto? How heavy is this rain going to be? Is it enough? He is going to pit, but is he pitting onto Inters or onto softs? Is that, I think those are Inters for Syme. Softs for Swanton. Softs for Swanton. So we are going to see some differing strategies here. Joker onto Inters. Colin also onto Inters. Let's pull up the tyre graphic. That will help me a little bit. And Jax and Swanton saying, no, it's not going to rain enough. But the other guys gambling on a lot more rain. Now, this move may be genius from Swanton, or it might have ended his race. Now, the rain is so light at the moment, what Swanton needs to do is just keep as much energy in those tyres, as much heat in those tyres as possible. Sitting behind the safety car like this, they will get very cold, and once tyres are cold like this, they're really, really difficult to heat up internally. So, if I was Swanton, I would be dropping back from Syme and just doing some real weaving, putting some load into the tyres and trying to keep them as hot as possible. Jax behind in P5. This could be a very, very good race for Jax here. It's going to split one way or the other between him and King Kong. Current 1 and 2 in P5 and 6 for Pro-Am. Now Al Newt staying out. It's a very, very bold decision, Al Newt. I don't know if you missed the pit lane when the safety car came in the first time, but I would recommend jumping in the pit box, whether that is for new softs, new mediums, or new Inters. And it doesn't look like it's raining any heavier at the moment. It looks slippery, but it doesn't look like we're going to see a completely rained off part of this race. Swanton gambling it though. We know how much a driver can lose from being on a dry track. I'm sorry, on a wet track with dry tyres, but it'll be interesting to see the difference between Swanton and Syme here. Obviously this safety car being brought out by someone going onto the inters too early, possibly overheating them and ending their race in a wall through Sector 1 here. Probably Sector 2 actually, now I'm thinking about it. But Swanton looking to keep some decent temperature. They're 60 degrees at the moment, so I'd want to keep a bit more than that. I'd want to be sitting at around 70, which is what they come out of the pits on. But he will still hold that second place at the moment. Is the safety car in this lap, or have we got one more? I think the Inter drivers might be hoping for one more. The soft drivers will be thinking, I don't want my tyres to get any colder. I need the safety car in this lap. And so it is. Safety car is in this lap. Now, we're going to sit on board with Swanton. I'm pretty certain that Swanton should have the better launch here. But is the intensity of that rain getting heavier? We're going to sit off board from Swanton here. And actually, we're going to sit behind Syme here, looking back at Swanton. And it sounds like he's about to go. And there he goes. Syme is away. A little bit of a downshift there. It was a bit too high on gears. And here we go, Swanton into the first corner, actually gives Syme a little tap. He's lucky that he's not come away with any damage there. As Swanton just mistaken the braking point into that first corner. And is Swanton going to get past very quickly here? He needs to if he wants that position. These boys, these men, on some very differing strategies here, and Swanton tapping the back of Syme again. Swanton looking like he's got the pace on Syme and just not really being that aware that Syme will have different braking zones or braking points, but Swanton looks to have a nice run out of here. Those soft tyres should have better straight line speed, but Syme keeps him behind for the moment. As we see Jax getting past Colin, that's definitive proof that those soft tyres are working better than the Inters. These two just touching each other. And that's a bigger touch as Senna sticks a nose up the inside of Colin. And that is going to be a bummer for Colin. He retires. I'm not sure if, what's happened there. But now we've got Swanton, Swanton in the lead. Ahead of Joker and Syme. Syme must have had a moment there. Syme must have had a moment to be ahead like that. And I think we need Swanton to pull a bit of a gap now if he wants to keep this race lead. The rain seems to be coming down quite heavy now. But we've got Jax Daniels just showing the pace of those dry tyres. And even Al Newt overtaking Senna on the mediums. Al Newt, what a race you've had so far. Hopefully it can carry on. And Jax Daniels all over the back of Syme. Syme really just struggling on those inters. Was it the right decision? We'll find out by the end of the race. And Jax squeezing Syme wide there. And Syme having a little collision with Pickle there. Pickle will not be happy with that. But I think he'll only have to wait a straight to overtake the V-Carb boy. And Pickle, yep, pretty much instantly past Syme and gives that squeeze right back to him. El Guerrero now out as well. It's finding it very difficult on those slippery tyres as Swanton pulls away with the race lead. 4 seconds now to Joker. Jax Daniels is behind, but still looks to be closing, even though the rain looks like it's coming down a little bit heavier now. And Jax, that's not what you want to do, mate. We've seen it happen already. I completely forgot about that, but I imagine Jax will have at least one penalty coming his way after the race, as we did see him rear-end someone. And hopefully he doesn't do it again to Joker. Pickle, looking racy here. Pickle needs to realise that this isn't his race with Jax. He needs to keep it cool and composed. Jax looking very, very aggressive here. And Joker, I'm just looking at those tyre temperatures. Those are very hot. He's doing a good job not to spin those. So he will be struggling. And it looks like they might go 3 wide down here. No, 2 wide is all we get. And Pickle overtakes Joker there. Very close battle and a little bit of a push, as we see. And Al Newt on those 23 lap old mediums now attacking Sime on those 5 lap old inters. Crazy stuff from Al Newt. And Mr. Pickle will be on the back of Jax. 4 laps to go. Let's see if he can make anything go. Our second place in the Pro-Ams is King Kong. King Kong, is he within, I'd say, 10 seconds? Because that's what I'd imagine the penalty will be for Jax. We will see. I won't talk about that anymore because I don't want to jinx it. You never know for Jax, he might get lucky. But Pickle dropping out of DRS and Joker just about holding on those inters, but he's struggling so much on those. It doesn't look wet enough at the moment. And yeah, those 100-degree inter tyres are going to be slippery as anything. I reckon we'll see out of this traction zone. He will. No, he keeps it very nicely composed, but it's just not the right weather for inters. And Swanton saw that. Swanton saw that it wasn't the time and has stayed out. Whether it's luck or just wisdom, we will not know. But very, very nicely done by Swanton to keep it out of the barriers so far. Jax Daniels as well, who hasn't had the cleanest of races, but he is staying ahead. Pickle in third as well. Joker still managing to stay close to them. So whether that's Joker's pure pace or those tyres kind of coming into a window with each other. But Joker just dropping off slightly there. He's not going to have DRS this lap, so I'd imagine we'll see him drop back quite far. As we have Senna and King Kong battling now. 50 Gent behind them all. I think 50 has finally had his wing changed. Yes, he has. Oh, Senna just with a wobbly rear end there. And he is going to still go for the move as he gets on the power and just about swings past King Kong there. 50 will be looking at this and kind of be wanting a bite, and he does. 50 now around the outside. He's got to be careful on the power here, and 50 and King Kong going side by side here. This could be for the Pro-Am race win. And he makes it past. The rain definitely coming down heavier now. We're not seeing any standing water on track. Or water on track, to be quite honest. It doesn't look that shiny compared to what it was before. As 50 has a moment there and taps the grass, but just about keeps it composed. Sloth is round. No damage for him, so he continues on. As the front stagnates, the midfield now gets a go. Sime, the cork in the bottle at the moment on those inters. Got Al Newt with 25 lap old tyres and Skippy with 7 lap old tyres behind him. Is it going to be an overtake here? Is it going to be a double overtake for Skippy? Skippy up the inside of Sime, goes deep, and Sime takes the position back. He went from getting overtaken by what I thought was 2 people to keeping that position, and Skippy filters back through to P7. Al Newt keeping him ahead. The stint that Al Newt has done on those tyres is miraculous, to be quite honest. Swanton and Jax Daniels still with that 6-second gap between them. Pickle not making inroads on Jax either. And Joker just kind of falling away on those tyres. Obviously the wrong choice, as Skippy skips across the course and picks up a 3-second time penalty. Very unfortunate there. And we do have King Kong spinning in the background as well. King Kong spinning in the background as Skippy goes so deep there. It's just being over aggressive. Is the track starting to get a little bit wet? I think it might be. I mean, Joker still with 105 degree rear tyres, so really needs to try and find a way to cool those down. But he is struggling. Pickle still seems to be relatively composed on the last lap, as we see Senna getting by 50 and Al New on those inters. Are the inters on the final lap of the race starting to do their job? And we see Skippy and Al New. This is for position here, and this could be for the Pro-Am win, depending on Jax Daniels' penalties. Oh, apologies, 50 is ahead of them all. So, no, it's not for the Pro-Am win, but it is for Pro-Am podiums, I'd imagine. As 50 now with DRS on Senna. 50 and Senna, not two that you'd usually see fighting with each other. 50 thinks better of it. Senna sliding through there. And apologies as Swanton crosses the line. What a race it's been by the Alpine driver. Called the tyres right and calls the race right. Jax Daniels, our Pro-Am winner, with Mr. Pickle coming home second in Pro. Joker third in Pro. And next across the line, on the line, we have 50 overtaking Senna for P2 in Pro-Am. Al Newt coming home in third for Pro-Am. And our final driver across the line will be the Sloth. Great race there from the boys, and very entertaining one. I hope me being tired didn't put you guys off the commentary too much, but yeah. Have a good one, everyone. See you later. If I can end the stream, there we go.